So I'm going to talk a little bit about fermentation because honestly you probably haven't heard too many people talk about fermentation. It's not really a very mainstream thing, and you may be wondering, what is this fermentation stuff? Is this beer? Is this wine? Which are probably the best known ways of fermentation. The answer is no. It's a good guess, but this kind of fermentation is called lacto-fermentation, and what it does is that there's lactobacilli, like acidophilus. You probably have heard of that in yogurt. What they do is they eat the starches and sugars that are naturally in the vegetables, and they turn it into lactic acid, and that preserves everything, but it also turns everything into probiotics. And this is cool. I think this is almost magical. What it does is it takes the vitamins and minerals that are already in the vegetables, those really healthy vegetables, and it makes them easier for your body to absorb them. And so it actually makes those vegetables healthier for you through the fermentation process. And this is ancient. I did not invent this or come anywhere close to it. This process has been around for thousands of years. In fact, this is how people preserve foods for generations and generations and generations. If you think back even just 100 years ago or 200 years ago, people needed something to eat during the winter time because there wasn't much coming out of the ground. And I'm Polish descent, and my ancestors would have died in January had it not been for sauerkraut. And so they fermented stuff because it preserved everything for the full year, and they may not have known all the health benefits. They may not have realized that it was bacteria doing this and all the wonderful things with the vitamins and minerals and actually creating antioxidants. I don't think that they knew that, but they knew it was good for you. And that's what we're trying to do with Zuke, is to bring that ancient knowledge, those ancient traditions that have made the culture that I come from and many, many, many cultures throughout the world, and bring them so that you can have it with your salad, you can have it with your chips, you can have it while you're driving down the road or for lunch. And so we're bringing the whole thing full circle. We're taking foods and ways of eating that may not have been the healthiest, and we're bringing that ancient knowledge back into your general way of life. So that's what we're trying to do here. And that is the beauty of fermentation. And there's other things that you may wonder about with fermentation. I do get some comments quite often. It's raw. Is it safe? It's not just safe. This is possibly the safest way to actually process a food. You see, when that making of acid happens in the fermentation, I'll get a touch scientific. It drops the pH level. So that just means that there's a lot of acid in it. That preserves the foods perfectly, just like you would added vinegar. However, if you had just added vinegar, none of those health benefits, the probiotics, the breaking down so that you can have more vitamins and minerals, none of that would have ever happened. But because it happens, basically, these foods can't rot. They can't go bad. And bad bacteria, your E. coli's, your listerias, your salmonellas, they can't survive in there. Even if you added it in and gave it a little bit of time, they'd be dead. The acid would kill them, and the lactobacilli that are in there would attack them. Therefore, fermented foods really are healthier than any other way of eating foods, raw or cooked. And again, I go back to the ancient wisdom of our ancestors who knew how to survive 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 years ago. That's really what we need to get back to. So I've been talking a lot about fermentation, but I haven't shown you the products yet. These are two of the prettiest of our salad dressing line. This here's the carrot ginger, and this here's the red pepper cilantro, all naturally fermented, just like you would sauerkraut or kimchi. So they're all raw, they're all probiotic, and we don't add oils or sugars. Because honestly, if we're all about health food, we got to make sure that there are no bad ingredients in what we do. And so we simply just don't add any of that. If you would like to add them yourselves, feel free to. It's a free society. We've also got two of our new line. These are our beverages, again, made from raw and fermented vegetables. We've got carrot ginger and beet ginger here, and it's the same basic idea. We ferment the vegetables, And then once they're fermented, we juice them. And that's all it is. So they're never heated, so they're all raw, and they're all probiotic. So again, they're all great for your digestive system. And again, what a lot of people are looking for, there's no added sugar in our product. So from a calorie standpoint or from just a overall glucose standpoint, there's nothing to worry about with our product. So anyway, my name is Scott. I'm the founder of ZooK Live Foods, and I want to thank you so much for listening into what we do. We're going to have a lot more about fermentation and health food in general coming up. So tune in to the ZooK Live Foods Ferment This channel. And until next time, have a magnificent day.